I have so many funny jokes. So many. I promise you. But I gotta start the recording now, otherwise I'm gonna lose them. You kind of make sense, right? Hold on, I gotta... What am I getting? Oh yeah, I'll be right back. Just stay there. Don't do anything. I'm not... I need you to stay there. Stay there, do it! Because YouTube retention is very low. You understand? Very low for... Could you imagine if people walked into a movie theater and then they didn't like the movie in the first 10 seconds, like, I'm out of here? Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be something else? I need one more thing. Just think about think about your favorite color, and then just slowly rotate it in your head for like 20 seconds. Because I'll be right back. Okay, be right back. All right. Oh wait. Cold coffee? Do we care? I don't care. It's iced coffee, homemade. I don't know, man. I gotta stop this. Must be very annoying. Oh. Now look at my beautiful face. Ugh. What is this? All right. Is that? I mean, if it wasn't for him, it would be looking directly at me like this. I still don't know. So here's a question. Here's 7 questions all at once. You ready? Number 1. I forgot all of them. That's the sad part. So it'll just be for me to enjoy when God and I are laughing it up in my various escapades here on Earth, and God's like, remember when you thought that? And I was like, yeah, no, I didn't, actually, probably, because it's been a long time. Oh, I remember that now. Actually, could you remind me? But maybe I died of dementia, so I didn't remember. So God's like, remember that? I'm like, huh? And then God's like, do you remember that? I'm like, huh? And he's like, why are you doing this? I'm like, well, you gave me dementia. That's not funny. It could have been funny if I was a funnier person. So we got 20 minutes on the camera. Normally it resets after 10, for those of you following the Dishes in the Bathtub series, of which, at this present time, there are more of you than any other series I have, which is... I don't know how to feel about that, exactly. While we're back here... gotta calm down. We're back here because, dishwasher's kind of broken, again. So I didn't think I'd be back here, but here we are. I chose the ugliest clothing possible. I really wonder if I'm in frame or not. It doesn't matter, because I don't care about this content at all. You can't see any of the dishes like this, though. Here's what I have to do. I have to lower this. This is the worst episode of this series, and that's really low for a dishwashing and the bathtub series. So, here we are. I guess this is the part where I start washing dishes, but I gotta rinse them. Oh. I gotta rinse those dishes, man. I wonder if human beings will look back at this, you know, when our iPhones are just bolted onto our crotch, constantly stimulating us, and then we look, and then historians watch this, and they're like, did you know that humans used to, I don't know, I'm not funny. So frustrating. How did I do this? So I picked up a washing agent and then I started washing dishes. That's how I did it. I feel like I'm forgetting everything, but I don't have dementia. So what's my excuse exactly? I don't have one. I'm just forgetting everything. That's it. Things are being forgotten. Because in your youth you have this system, this perfect little brain that God made, and then over time, I was going to say TikTok's the problem, but actually I don't think TikTok is the problem at all. I think it's just you try to conquer yourself and you destroy yourself in the process. That's what happens. So that's kind of weird. I thought old people were supposed to be wise, and they are, but they're also just people. That part confuses me. Or maybe they are wise and I'm just not asking them the right questions. Like, I guess over time you just I don't know. It's really mysterious. I'm not even that old, 25. You gotta say it like that, so people know that you're 25. Hello, I'm 25. Okay, here's really what I'm trying to describe. Human intelligence can be formalized and unformalized. What do I mean by that? Well, you can have in your brain that 2 + 2 = 4, and then all of a sudden it turns into a road in your mind, But if you think about roads in the real world, well, there was grass there once, and there was little creatures roaming around it, and flowers and grass, and then you put a road on top of it. It's like, well, now you can walk it more easily, but there used to be something there. Maybe you didn't really know what that grass and the little groundhog there running around, you don't really know what the point of that was until it's like, wait a minute, there used to be something here, and we put a road on top of it. Now, it's not to say that you should remove the road, but especially if that little gopher is all long gone, he's not coming back. So I've built all these roads on my brain, thinking it'll make things easier, thinking that it'll develop me, make me wiser, make me stronger. But maybe I just plowed over everything. This perfect little meadow, this little cerebral meadow, and all these little birds and butterflies tweeting and flapping around, and then in come the bulldozers, and then some dude in a suit's like, this is better, and there's like a shape of a bird underneath concrete, and then the dude's standing on top of it, and he's like, this is better. I am a guy and I make decisions! And this is better! Is this recording? Yeah, it is. Okay. Do you get the point yet? Because that's all I already watched this. That's the main thing I'm trying to drill home here, is that concept. I'm not going to get all mushy-gushy about it. I'm not going to say it's good or bad. I'm just here explaining things. So here we are. There are roads in our brain, and roads that used to let me just wash dishes in the bathtub, but now it's like, wait a minute, am I doing this right? It's probably good enough, I guess. I mean, that's not really the point. The point is just to make a video about talking to a camera. That took a really long time to describe, didn't it? I have to imagine within those 10 minutes I described the point I was trying to make, right? If not, I'm in a world of suck. Anyways, I had a joke about the Queen of England. I don't remember what the context was. It was basically the joke from Megamind, you know? You probably don't statistically, but that's fine. You're still watching. Eyes glued to the screen. You have no idea what Megamind is? There's someone who's like, I should watch Megamind. And then there's another person who said, I don't want to watch Megamind. And there's one person who just, like that. They're just watching. They heard the word Megamind. They heard it. It's not like they didn't hear it, but it was just there. There was no provocation of further action. And I wonder about that person the most. The person who just takes it in, but please don't go all Eastern philosophy on me. Please, I beg you. Don't make a point about mindfulness, and if we would just, what the world needs is more people paying attention. It's like, yeah, but shut up, okay? Just shut up. Stop talking. Shut up. If I were to agree with you, then I would be talking, and that's stupid. You're paving over your own little meadow by saying it out loud. Just do it. And if everyone does it, then everyone's going to feel pressured to do it, and everyone's going to do it. So just shh. One librarian, one old librarian with a stanky eye can control an entire library of people. Make them quiet. You know why? Because she's got a little meadow that she's protecting with an AK-47. And anyone who's like, can I build there? She goes. That's what she's doing. So those are the words I have for you there. This isn't good enough. You know, I wonder about someone else too. There's someone out there who, hypothetically, if they were to watch it or did watch this, they'd really not like this person. Something about the way I say things comes across as very judgmental, aggressive, etc. And that person just really doesn't like me. And in a way I want to hear from that person, but I don't know if I can handle the truth. I don't know. I don't want them to ruin my little thing. I just want to talk here and be as racist as I want. I mean, can't I just do that? I just want to have my little thing. Anyways, here's my top 10 list of races. Number 10. Italians. Italians are number 10. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, statistically, there are a lot of races, but you don't know how many races I know about. Maybe I only know about 11 races. Or 8 races, and I still put them at number 10. Why are Italians number 10? Because I don't think they believe in anything. I think they're very carnal. I think they make really good bread because they don't have a soul. You know? That's the French that make the bread. They make really good spaghetti or whatever. I don't know. They don't fear God at all. They just think they can be like, oh, oh, oh. And there's no fear of apocalypse, nothing, none of that. When's the last time an Italian's like, look at my pizza pie, but what about the environment? The world is on a geopolitical, ecological catastrophe. Spaghetti-roni. I guarantee you never heard that. It's because Italians don't fear God at all. They just... Anyways. That doesn't bother me. Just kidding, it does a little bit. But, it's none of my business, really. I mean, what do I care? You know? What do I care? I feel like I've watched this lid 5 times. And probably should restart this. There we go. I'm very, okay, let's change the subject. Look at his knife. What's that? I had ideas in my brain. I did. I had like a bunch of them, and I forget all of them. Oh yeah, something to do with me wearing dirty clothes. Not dirty. They are dirty, but ugly. I feel like it fits. It fits. Like if I were to wear something not dumpy sweatpants and kind of old looking, it would be weird. I don't know why I feel that way exactly. I feel like I have to dress common and impoverished. That is my burden as the creator of content. I gotta rinse. Think of what I'm gonna say next. This is a little too much. I'm not liking it. I'm being too much right now. Tone it down. Settle on something sustainable that we can talk about. Sustainability. I think that is the word of the day. Sustainability. What makes something sustainable? What's that? Let me ask you that. It's a good question. It's a good question. There you go. Because here's how you tend to think things go. You have something, you use it, you run out, and then you have nothing. Right? Like a chocolate bar. You get a chocolate bar, and you take bites proportional to how much chocolate in your mouth that you want. And eventually you run out of chocolate. And the more chocolate you want to have, the faster your chocolate goes. So, what if you never wanted to run out of chocolate? What would you do? Well, there's a few options. This is still dirty. Give me a sec. Okay. Yes, so I've been talking a lot. For those who didn't click off the video because their retention wasn't accommodated for, those that stuck around are now overwhelmed by my presence. They're like, this guy's talking way too much. Is he making? So you want, well, what's sustainable? What does that mean? What does it mean something to be sustainable? Well, sustainability kind of only really matters in the context of a demand of some kind. So, you want the chocolate. You want chocolate. You like chocolate. You want to have it lots. You want to have lots of chocolate. Well, you can get a job, and then you can buy lots of chocolate. So that answers that. Just get a job and make lots of money so you can buy all the chocolate you want. That answers that one. But that's, of course, dependent on a economic system that facilitates gross amounts of supply for every possible demand a human being could have. Which is a whole other monster. Or is it? Maybe it's not. Maybe the depth of someone always wanting to have their chocolate button pressed is an isomorph of the global economic sustainability enterprise. But let's not overcomplicate things here. Or let's go back to theory, because that's where nothing happens and nothing ever gets done. Well, sustainability is essentially it's an abstract concept in a sense. And it's an abstract concept that mediates a relationship between a desire. I don't want to use the word desire. I don't want to use demand either, because demand is too economic-y. I have no fucking idea. There is a nature of things. Nature is a very broad word, but a certain nature of things, like a wolf eats meat. That is its nature. If it doesn't eat meat, well, it kind of dies. I'm still talking about it in like this consequentialist, everything is trying to eat the world, when I don't really think that's how things work. I think there is a thing of that, but I don't know. I'm stuck on the word, and that really sucks. It confounds me in a way. But an equilibrium is a... Or what was it talking about? What was the word? Sustainability. Sustainability, yes. It's a good word, I like it. I like it quite a lot. Things that are sustainable on their own. Like, some things are inherently sustainable. Like a rock. If a rock is just there, it just sits there. It doesn't need anything. It doesn't demand legal compensation, or it doesn't have a special diet, or it doesn't have special protections. It's just a rock. And I would call that very sustainable. Rockism is very highly sustainable. And even when we blow rocks up, you know, like what's the worst thing a rock has ever done? Land on somebody's head once in a while. Not great, but it's just, yeah, you think about everything else, rock's pretty sustainable. I don't really know how rocks are made exactly. I mean, I do, okay, it's, earth shit, lava and stuff. But, and we got plenty. Rocks are so sustainable, it's amazing. Rocks are the best! I really like rocks. Rocks are very sustainable. Why are they so? Well, they're so durable. Anyway, I don't need to explain myself. But rocks are very sustainable. I'll tell you what's not sustainable. The demands of an anime fan base. That is not sustainable. If you have a bunch of people who are watching your anime, that is a very unsustainable, because their demands are an overwhelming tide of impossible, and you know that they have to animate every individual frame, right? Like, the character goes like this and this. Those are like two different pictures. You know that? That's pretty hard. I mean, you're the one who got into it, so it's not like it's the fault of the fans per se, but anyway, that's really hard to sustain. Like, imagine if you woke up one day and said, "What if I want to make an episode about anything." Boom. That's so much time. So much resources. So that's not very sustainable. So how do we make something sustainable? Well, you could make the anime more cheap, make it look worse, but then the fans wouldn't be satisfied, right? So, not sustainable. You put rocks and anime on the same continuum. You got rocks over here, very sustainable. Anime over here, not so sustainable. Food, which I think is quite topical. You know, we're washing dishes that once had food on them that I ate. Food is kind of in the middle. It's not unsustainable, because it actually is pretty easy to. Sorry, it's not sustainable in the sense that, like, you don't just walk outside and you see fucking food everywhere. That's not how it works. But it's not so unsustainable, but then, like, people are never fucking satisfied ever. Like, people are consistently, reliably satisfied when it comes to food. So food's kind of in the middle. How long has that been? Oh my god, 12 minutes. Wow. Now, here's the thing. I kind of described 3 different systems, or 3 different modalities, let's say. But we don't have a ton of control over what makes those things sustainable. Those are very inherent to what they are. We don't have a lot of control. There's some control. But we're mostly at the mercy of the shit God put here. But there are things that can sort of elucidate what I mean by the sustainability thing. Ooh. I'm trying to separate sustainability as a concept from, like, okay, you're wanting to make a sustainable burger joint, and you got all these people. Well, people want burgers. So what you could do to make your enterprise more sustainable is create a massive advertisement campaign disincentivizing people from eating burgers. Fewer people go to your restaurant to eat burgers. You don't have to make as many. So it's easier. But that wouldn't be very good for a number of reasons. So what I'm trying to get away from is the subjectivity of arbitrary things. Because we assume, what do we want? Trying to meet the demand of burgers for people. Well, you could control the demand for burgers by making people detest burgers. I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to get to the core sustainability thing. Because the sustainability is the relationship itself between those two things. I want to focus on that middle part, that kind of innocuous, abstract, doesn't really exist part. Nothing. So let's not control people's desire to eat burgers here. That's not the game I'm playing. Gotta put some water on this. When I think about it now, I'm not sure if it's possible to separate that, because that fundamentally kind of is what sustainability depends upon, right? The demands, so to speak, of something. It's not all human perception, is what I'm trying to say. It's not all arbitrary. There is some very weird kind of little dial that you can turn that controls the sustainability of something. I don't know where it is. Trying to think of an example. I think it's what I'm really more so trying to talk about. I just took 30 minutes working my way up to is the system that produces the product, right? Whether it's hamburgers, whether it's anime, or I don't know. Those are two fine examples. What is that system? Describe it to me. Well, it is a system of... It is a complex system that through which some thing comes out of it. So like... this is the worst. Why did I do this? I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Did I wash these? I still don't know how to wash dishes. Sustainability. There are a number of hot button issues that sustainability relates to. So there's like energy. You know, we all love our energy. We love to... could you imagine if we had infinite data and we could just scroll TikToks all day? Or we could scroll... Every TikTok is 2 terabytes large and we can scroll through 50 of them. Wouldn't that be amazing? But that wouldn't be very sustainable, would it? So you have to... You do have to control... explicitly or secretly, the demands and the expectations of your consumers. To some degree, you have to. Because you're not God. You know, you can't provide an infinite of something, but you need to make them believe that you can provide an infinite of something. If you control the expectations of somebody to think that Friends is a good show, I'm picking on Friends because I haven't actually seen it, and it's just funny, then they'll be happy with anything you give them. If they're convinced that Friends is a great show, this is not a good example. They're convinced that getting 1 episode a week of a Friends show per season, and seasons go through whatever, then you've struck the sustainability gold. Because your mechanism for creation is aligned with the expectations and demands of your consumer base. I'm speaking in far too economic terms than I am satisfied with. Perhaps it is, I'm just thinking that way a lot, but try to extricate it yourself because I'm lacking the terminology to really do it for you. That is the sustainability goal there. You know, people don't need to eat. Like people, it's not a mathematical thing entirely. Like, yeah, people will eventually starve to death if they don't eat enough food. But we're kind of, right now, we're doing all right. Like, people eat these days. People be eaten. You know, we still got work to go, but we're doing pretty good. But people can eat too much, but not necessarily even making them fat. Well, sometimes. Or it's just eating too much of the same thing, or it's their expectation of what their tummy wants. And that is just as potent as how many burgers you can make. I don't think we really understand how the human body works at all. Like I think we're lured by calories. Is there really an easy way to measure, like, this person is getting the amount of, like, we can measure for people not starving to death because someone starves to death. It's like, whoa, that person starved to death. So that probably didn't go well. This person's currently alive. They are currently alive. So they have not starved to death. So that's easy to measure for. But like Does giving someone more energy increase their productivity in the same way that putting a higher volt battery on a motor makes it spin faster? Does it really work like that exactly? And it's like, what if they're super healthy but they just missing one vitamin and then their whole fucking life is fucked because of a lacking of one vitamin? And this person can be completely oblivious to all this shit because it happens all the time. Like, someone could be royally unhealthy and be like, I sense an absence of vitamin B14. No, they just kind of keep trudging along and eating the food. So it doesn't really work that way. I'm getting a little bit off topic. Sustainability is the fusion of your production and the expectations of the cattle, the consumers, whatever you want to call them. I don't have the best terminology for this. Is washing dishes in the bathtub sustainable? Well, normally, it would not at all, because I hate doing this. The only thing that makes it bearable is doing this part. This makes this a sustainable activity. If I didn't have this, I would never do dishes, ever. It would never happen. I would eat with my hands, on the kitchen table, on the floor. So something about this facilitated how am I going to wash jars of peanut butter? Do you see my problem here? I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think so. Not today. Jar of peanut butter. Anyways, I love sustainability. I really love it. I love something that could theoretically persist for eternity. I love the idea of it. Even though I am always reminding myself that entropy and decay and death is inevitable. I love the idea of something going on for a really, really, really long time because somebody tinkered with the variables in just the right way, you know. Is America sustainable? America! Is it sustainable? Well, it's worked. It's been around for 300 I almost said 300,000 years. 300 years. That's not bad for a civilization. So, what you could say that America has a degree of sustainability to it. It may appear to be falling apart right now, but the fact of the matter is it's persisted for quite a while. So clearly there's something sustainable about it. Something about the promise of America is in alignment with what it produces. Or it's really good at fooling everybody. But I don't live in America, so is Canada sustainable? That's a more interesting question because America is getting this boring. I'm going to talk about Canada. Is Canada sustainable? I think it is. I think it's quite advanced in a number of ways. I think it doesn't have a really coherent national identity, which lets it foster a diverse roster of generally well-meaning actors. It kind of takes the cream from the crop without really knowing specifically why or how. Canada doesn't demand that you love it and wave the flag in your backyard. Somehow people come in here kind of with good intentions. Kind of, maybe. You think so? I don't know. It seems to have that reputation in some capacity. So I think it could last for a while. It could. It'd be cool if it did. Because I think it's generally cool when things are sustainable. I just do. Sustainability. It's a wonderful agent to act against decay and entropy and change. It's not always negative too. Sometimes it's just change. You know? Stuff just changes sometimes. And what are you gonna do? Well, something sustainable would find a way to adapt. At least it would be sustainable in that sense. I want to have a cricket farm. But I don't just want to have a cricket farm. It's not like that. If I were to tell you I want to farm crickets, okay? It doesn't sound like how it sounds. What I really am saying is I want to have a sustainable cricket farm. That's what I want. What is that, and why do I say that? What is it about crickets that could be sustainable? How can you unlock the sustainability mechanism within crickets and how they live? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I don't have the answer, but it may exist. Something to do with the way they eat, the way they socialize, if such a thing exists in cricket society. It's a little equilibrium of sorts, and you don't really know what it looks like, but it's a thing. It's real, I think, because some people figured it out for some things, right? After this, I'm gonna take a shower because I can't use the shower when there's a bunch of frickin' dishes sitting in the bathtub. So, here's the question. Dishes in the bathtub creates a conflict point with when I want to shower. Because normally I can shower whenever the heck I want. But if I start doing dishes in the bathtub, my shower is dependent on whether or not the dishes in the bathtub are done. Is that sustainable? I would say on the whole, not really. Because my expectations are not in alignment. Because I want... this dishes in the bathtub stuff is quirky, sure. But if it goes out of whack, if I want to take a shower and there's a bunch of stupid dishes in the bathtub. What the heck is this? Is this food or is this? Oh. That's no bueno at all. Not good. So, what did I do? Well, I record videos. So, if I want to take videos, where am I going with this? So I do videos. Well, how does that help? That helps? It doesn't make any sense. Why would that help? Well, maybe the fact that I actually record myself, because what I want to take a shower, well, it's because I feel gross and disgusting, right? 9 minutes. I want to take a shower because I feel gross. That's why. Like, the want aspect of wanting to take a shower, not because like I need to, something, but like when I want to take showers because I feel gross and I want to get the icky stuff off. So I go into the bathroom and I see all these dirty dishes in the frickin' bathtub. It's like, well, But then what happens is I set up the camera and I start talking and I start getting all this dishwasher crap on me. They start getting dirty, getting all over my pants. You know, it's not nice, but it's in the service of something. Like, the being dirty. Remember how I mentioned that I was wearing dirty clothes, like, I don't know why I wear them? Well, it's almost like I get the dirtiness out. I get it out there. The fact that I feel dirty, I have this compulsive need to be clean. Which is why I take a shower. Not because it's not for like a health reason or anything, it's just I feel icky. But now I have a chance to embody the dirty, to put it somewhere. I get to put a video on top of it and expose my dirtiness to all the world. And I'm in a place where, because normally if the camera wasn't running and my pants were like this, I'd be freaking out. I would want to jump off a bridge. But this ameliorates it. It just does. And suddenly it becomes sustainable. Because it's like all the criteria have been met. I get the dishes done. I make myself dirty in a way that makes me feel good about taking a shower afterwards, and I get a piece of content for my YouTube channel. That's a very sustainable mechanism. Maybe it doesn't make any freaking sense to somebody watching or describing that, but it works for me. That's all that really matters. It sates my psyche, my demands. So it works. It's sustainable, and I like that. It's almost like everybody wins. Whether or not that's actually the case is irrelevant. I just have to believe it does. It's like I'm always winning. Everything, dishes. Look at all these clean dishes. Look at them. It's amazing. And then I get a video, and then I'm all dirty, so I take a shower. It's amazing. I can't believe I came up with this. It's genius. That's sustainability. For all you students of economics and other such disciplines, those who care about the natural world. And the only thing not sustainable about this is I don't know how to deal with those jars of peanut butter. If this were an environmentalist operation, that would be the like dumping chemicals in the river part. I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what to do about those jars of peanut butter. In general, how are you supposed to clean the jar of peanut butter? How? I guess a dishwasher? But like, God, man, it's really stuck in there and it's oily and it's hard to fit your hand in there. When you do, you get it all over your hand. And if you're using a scrubby, it gets all in the crevices of the scrubby. Like, someone solve this problem. Because I can't do everything myself. You know, I'm doing these dishes in the bathtub. I'm saving the world. I need some tit for tat here. Somebody figure out the correct way to, or design a jar of peanut butter that doesn't suck. Well, it's still dirty. I can't even... Anyhow, this has been very productive, I feel. Just don't know what to do about those jars of peanut butter. I really don't. It keeps me awake at night. Oh my God, I got peanut butter everywhere in the bathtub.
It's got it everywhere! There's peanut butter all over the bathtub!
Alright. This has been a perfectly acceptable episode of Dishes in the Bathtub. Thank you all for watching. And, sustainability. I want to see it. I want to see more of it. I'm gonna get naked in my shower now.